Hey, welcome back. Thanks for tuning in today. We are talking about the best solo grind spots for leveling up 1 to 50 in ESO. Basically, the anniversary event is going on right now, and I want to level up a few characters, so I thought I would share a few of the favorite spots that I use for that. So again, this is just grinding solo. There are better spots if you have a partner or if you have somebody to power level you. This is not the video for you. We're talking about solo XP grinding. Whenever you have a few minutes to grind XP, check out one of these 5 spots. They're pretty good. So before we get started, just make sure you have a few things in order. You'll want an XP buff. You can use the anniversary cake if you have access to that right now. If not, you have experience scrolls, experience potions, crown store experience items, whatever. Just make sure you have some kind of experience buff active as you're grinding. It makes a big difference. Training gear as well, as many training items as you can, including your weapons, will also make a difference. And make sure you got your AoEs ready to go, because we're going to kill a bunch of mobs. Usually you'll want on your back bar some kind of ground effect. I'm using volley, and then front bar steel tornado. That's for a stamina build. You'll also want some kind of healing or a shield to keep yourself alive. Yeah, so again, back bar have a ground effect, volley in this case for stamina, and then front bar have a spammable AoE, in this case, steel tornado. So yeah, here we go. Top 5 solo grind spots. Stick around. I think you'll find a few that you might not know about. Alright, let's check out our first grind spot. This is in the Rift, and it's an area called the Lost Prospect, just north of the Fulhelm Fort Way Shrine. And for this first location, we're grinding zombies. So there are a lot of zombie grind locations in ESO, and this is one of my favorite that I've been using for a while, just because it's not ever too crowded. Usually I'm the only person grinding zombies in this area. What I like about it is it's good for any level and any skill level, any player skill level, because you can choose how big a group you want to pull. So the zombies here are grouped together in like 2s and 3s and 4s. If you want, you can just pull those small little groups. If that's all you can handle, then go for it. You can see in this clip I'm pulling more groups together, getting between like 4 and 8 zombies at a time. And so, yeah, it's really just up to your preference and what you're comfortable with, how many mobs you want to pull. It's really up to you. The other nice thing about this is, especially for stamina builds, this is going to give you that nice Fighters Guild experience. So if you're trying to level up Fighters Guild, working on a new character, and you need to get that awesome Dawnbreaker of Smiting, this is one way you can get there. It's not a ton of Fighters Guild experience, but it is a nice little added benefit to this grind spot. All right, for the number 4 grind spot, we are fighting in Stormhaven at Farangel's Landing. And this is just southwest of Wayrest, so it's really easy to get to. The reason why this is number 4 and not higher is it can get a little bit crowded. You may find some other players here, so be nice. Try to group up, as I'm doing in this clip. And there's just tons of bad guys to pull in here and get XP from. So you can see we have 3 or 4 really big pulls The player that I'm working with here is just grabbing a whole bunch, bringing them back to a center location. And in the intro, I talked about how you need ground AoEs. This is a good example of that. So he's a Magicka build. He's dropping his destruction, wall of elements down. I'm dropping my bow skills, and then we're going into our spammable abilities, Steel Tornado in my case. So these big groups of 10, 15 plus enemies are just going down really quick. So yeah, we just make a big loop here, pull in as many as you can, drop ultimates, drop AoEs, and just keep going. So number 3 is Dune in Reaper's March. And this is part of a quest line where you basically stop the Daedra from coming in. Pretty cool quest, but if you finish the quest, then there won't be mobs here anymore to grind. So give it a shot, grind it for a little bit. I like it because the Clanfears and the Daedros that spawn here actually all have bonus XP modifiers. The Clanfears have a 50% bonus to the experience that they give, and then the Daedros give 100%, so basically 2 times the experience of a normal mob, which is pretty cool. Even though there's not a ton of mobs grouped up here, you know, you might only pull maybe 4 or 5 at a time, you're getting credit for, you know, around 8 or 9 mobs, just because of all the bonus experience that they give. The other nice thing is because they're Daedra, you get the Fighters Guild XP if you need that. And overall, it's just a cool, out-of-the-way location just to be kind of by yourself and grind some XP when you need it. Our number 2 grind spot is in Cold Harbor, and it's part of a quest line from Haj Uzith, southwestern edge of Cold Harbor, as you see there on the map. The quest is Wisdom of the Ages, and the quest is really simple to start. You basically go to this area and talk to a couple of the leaders. Here, they're Argonians, and they ask you to help them out and do 2 trials, a trial of the spirit and the trial of the body. You don't have to do the entire quest line if you just want to open up the grind location, but you do have to start the trial of the body portion of the quest to gain access to this grind location. So it is really simple. You just walk up to this area, listen to these guys talk for a little bit, tell them that you want to do the trial of the body first, and then it'll open up one of these big pyramids that has Daedra inside for you to kill.
Do you wish to start the trial of spirit? As you wish.
So I'm going to fast forward through the dialogue a little bit so you can just see the area that we need to go to. And then once we get there, I'll talk about how to grind it. So now that we got access to the North Pyramid, we can go ahead and start the grind. And there's basically 3 or 4 stops that you'll make in a really tight circle. And yeah, lots of Daedra here to pull. There is, like I said, a quest that goes on in this area, but by killing the mobs, you're not interfering with the quest at all. The quest is just to set the vats on fire, which anybody can do, whether the mobs are alive or not. So Here we go in the first area. You can see I'm just using my bow to pull in a bunch of the Daedra. Make sure my area ground dots are on. And then I got a huge lag spike here. Almost died. But yeah, I went into my Steel Tornado and survived that first pull. You're then going to run around the corner. So you can actually go either way. It's up to you. I think I like to go just to the right, just out of habit. Pull everybody on this side and in the back. And then again, ground dots, even ultimate if you need to. And then just AoE. And there's one more pull you can do in the back corner, and then it just starts over again. So a really great grind location, not very well known, and then what makes this a good location is the spawn timer is super fast. So within just a couple minutes, the next wave will start to spawn again, and yeah, you just keep going and grind it out. And now for the number one grind spot on this list. It's part of another quest, and the quest is really easy to pick up. No background work to do it all. We're in Glen Umbra, up at Camlorn, and it's close to Eaglesbrook Way Shrine over here. And you'll have General Gautier, and you just say a couple things to him, let him know you'll help him out, and then you can enter the Camlorn Fort and start the Rally Cry quest. So you'll talk to this orc lady, and the quest starts. So basically what happens is she will go through, and she will spawn waves of werewolves, 2 at a time. And then there's also tons of other werewolves kind of on the edges of the fence. And what I do is I just go along with her waves and pull in more werewolves, as many as I want. So she'll do 2 waves of 2 werewolves at each location, and there's about 3 or 4 locations that she stops at. And every time she pulls a wave, I'll just pull in more werewolves. So you can pull anywhere from up to like 4 to 6 werewolves in a single wave. So you can see here she's calling in a wave of 2, and then I'm going to grab 2 more here on the outskirts, and then I'll have 4 werewolves to work with. And then actually you can pull some back spawns in too, so now I'm up to 6, which is really good XP. I like this grind spot for all levels. It's really good for low levels because she will, and the other soldiers here too, will tank the werewolves for you. So you can see like over in this corner, this soldier is tanking the werewolf. If I'm really low level, he'll tank it the entire time and I can just finish it off and get the XP. Over here she's tanking 2 of them and I can just drop ground AoEs and get XP there. This soldier over here is tanking this one. So for a lower level player who maybe doesn't have a lot of gear or skills or strong defenses, this is really easy to grind with. The other reason why this is probably my favorite spot right now in terms of grinding is that the werewolves here are on a bonus modifier, just like the Daedra were in the Dune clip earlier. So every werewolf in Glen Umbra gives you 50% more XP. So if you kill 2 werewolves, it's like you killed a 3rd one for free. So yeah, not a ton of spawns here, but again, the bonus XP modifiers really make it worth your while. And then the fact that it's a quest that can be repeated makes it really flexible. You can grind it as many times as you want. You know, if you only have 10 minutes to kill, you can do 2 rotations and get a good amount of XP, or you can just sit here for hours repeating the quest. So It's a ton of fun. I've leveled several characters in this area, and it's really easy. The loot is good too. You can get rawhide scraps to get crafting mats if you want. When you're done with one rotation, just come back, kill off the back spawns, and then drop the quest. Basically just abandon the quest in your journal and you can get it again. Talk to the general and then start the waves all over again. So that does it for the top 5 solo grind spots in ESO. I hope you liked the video. Hope you can make use of it during the anniversary event or whenever you need to grind out a little bit of XP. If you like the content, feel free to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more content updates as they come out. And until then, I will see you in the next video. Peace.